Hey, how's it going? This is Mr. Hernandez, and I'm going to be going over this IXL Z.7 sine, cosine, and tangent of special angles. And what I'm going to be focusing on here is the unit circle. So, just a quick intro of the unit circle. Every one of these points has an x and y coordinate, and the x coordinate is the cosine of whatever angle it is, and the y coordinate is the sine of whatever angle that is. And so if we look at any one of these that are lined up, we could say this is 330 degrees, which is equivalent to 11 pi over 6 radians. So here's the conversions between degrees and radians. And then because this is the x coordinate, that is the cosine of 330 degrees is the square root of 3 over 2. So this would be the cosine of 330 degrees. And this would be the sine of 330 degrees. So a couple of equations that we could create here, just from looking at this specific one, is something like this. And the sine of the same, and we could write the sine of 11 pi over 6, and that would be the same thing as the sine of 330 degrees. But yeah, there's a couple of equations here that we can create just from looking at this here. So let's look at this specific one, tangent of 45 degrees. Now you could just enter this into the calculator and get your answer, but again, we're just going to focus on the unit circle for this. Of course, there's many ways of getting the answer, but here I'm using the unit circle. So the first thing I'm going to do is focus on 45 degrees. So here's 45 degrees right here, and so I'm going to be looking at this for this problem. And so the tangent of 45 degrees, well, you have to know that there's no tangent, right? It's the x is the cosine and the y is the sine. So what is tangent? Well, the tangent is the same as sine over cosine. So that's the first step, is knowing that if you take the sine over the cosine, you're gonna get the same as tangent. So that's one of the identities to remember. Now, what is the sine of 45 degrees? Well, the sine of 45 degrees is going to be the y coordinate, so that's the square root of 2 over 2. And then the cosine of 45 degrees is the x coordinate, which is again the square root of 2 over 2. And then so now we have this equation here. Now this is a complex fraction. If you have this division symbol here, you could rewrite this as your numerator first. So this would be first, and then this larger fraction would be the division, and then this denominator would be written second. So this is like the keep change flip, so if we keep this the same, that's going to be the square root of 2 over 2. If we change this, we're going to change it to multiplication from division, and then if we flip this, we're going to take the reciprocal. And what happens here is you can multiply straight across and divide. So that's 2 square root of 2 over 2 square root of 2, which is really just 1. You could have also, instead of multiplying across and dividing, you could have even cross-canceled these and got 1, and cross-canceled these and got 1, and you would have still gotten 1. So that's the answer here, is 1. And so let's see. Let's submit that. Okay, how about this? This is going to be a lot easier. Sine of 45 degrees. So let's just look at the unit circle. Again, here's 45 degrees here, so we're going to focus here. And the sine is going to be the y coordinate, which is the square root of 2 over 2. Now, if you put this in the calculator, you will not get a nice square root of 2 over 2 answer. You're going to actually get a decimal. So you wouldn't be able to get the answer for this here by doing that. It looks like if you need a fraction, you got to hit the fraction, this fraction button first. So that's going to be the square root of 2 over 2, and that's going to be pretty much it. Again, the cosine of 45 degrees is going to be the x coordinate of this. So this is all focused on 45 degrees. So let me just go ahead and enter this here. Square root of 2 over 2. Okay, so this one's going to be pretty unique, the sine of pi over 3. So instead of looking at degrees, we're going to look for pi over 3, and there it is right there. So here's pi over 3, and the sine is going to be the y coordinate, right? Because it goes the x coordinate is the cosine and the y coordinate is the sine, and so the sine of pi over 3 is going to be square root of 3 over 2. And I forgot to put the square root of 3 here. Okay, and that's pretty much it. Some things that are kind of confusing would be looking at these values here, but just consider, just these are the same as cosine and sine. So the first is the cosine is the x coordinate, and the sine is the y coordinate. So it's the same here. This is the cosine, this is the sine, and this is the angles and the degrees and the radians. So yeah, these also are included. Besides, these other degrees in the middle, also consider, these degrees on the x and y axes. They also include the cosine and sine for those as well. All right, good luck.